Hey, welcome back to another episode of Picton's Northern Star, the floaty McBoaty, or floaty thing. This is a very quick one. I'm turning around. It was a wee peek around Greymouth. I was over there for work, again, Greymouth and Westport. Previously done Westport, a wee bit of a look around. But in saying that, it's not comprehensive. It's only some select things I saw and where I walked, and obviously it involved boats in the harbour. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Stick around to the end and I hope you enjoy it.
Well, away for a week working in Greymouth and Westport. And my evening walk. And look what I found. Bit of work there in that old girl. Sort of move on from there. That fellow sitting in that ute, chucking a good old reefer. Quite overpowering as I got downwind of him. But got on him. Just hope he's not driving too far. Get down and have a look at the fishing boats. It's in the fish processing plant over there. Must be Tally's. I think there's a Tally's logo I can see on the end of the building. But, if you've got a little over there's a couple of boat ramps. Here there's a boat ramp. So pretty much must be the easiest part of the job will be putting it in here. Hardest part will be getting it out through the river mouth. Would imagine from some of the footage that I've seen. You can actually get down there. I'll have a walk down here and look at these boats. Why? Because we're a boat channel.
If I mentioned I like boats.
Spirit fishing vessel Spirito di Marie. Francis X. Harvester. It's a heavy old looking girl. There's a bit of current in there. There's a big bit of kit, the aquatic host, aquatic mist. Grace Mary. Seen a few hard days, this old girl. Any ideas about this one, people? Progress. She would make progress, this one. Another vessel in, another one out there on the horizon. There's the mouth of the river. I hope you've had a good day. You wouldn't want to be crossing that bar in the worst of weather for naught. Wasn't going to walk all the way out here, but I might as well now. I'm most of the way there. Christine J. Quite a popular fishing spot, it would seem. bit of a popular surf spot as well. A couple of heads on surfboards out there. You can see them out there. Quite a popular fishing spot out here. It's a bit bloody rough when it's pumping. Heavy Greymouth bar. It's interesting watching these big rollers seem to come in sets of 3, 2 and 3. Can't quite make up my mind if it was 2 or 3, but Nudists welcome. I don't know whether I want to go for a walk in there now or not. I think we might skip that. We might stay heading back to the motel. Yeah, what do you think of that? Someone spent a lot of time erecting that.
I saw the structure from the break wall and decided I needed to come over and have a look. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. There was actually somebody in there with a wee bit of a fire going, and their dog. I don't know whether they were camping or just having a bit of a cook up, a fry up, or just sitting down enjoying the night. Chilling as it's known. I didn't stick the camera in there though. I didn't want to intrude upon his privacy, and decided just to carry on and get some shots from outside it. Truth be told, after seeing the sign on the park bench there, nudist welcome, I was probably a little bit frightened to go sticking my head in too far. Welcome to the coast, folks. Welcome to the coast.
Quite know what the idea of that is, but pretty funny. Yeah, possibly a little bit of coast humour. Park bench there, rock there. There were a couple of rocks up on top of that walkway where I was walking, on top of that berm in the ground, in odd places. Had the same thing. So I notice these sheds along here. I dare say, looking at them, they're the fishermen's sheds, probably for the fishing boats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. One's got a name on it. Obviously for storing gear and all that sort of thing. I'd say that was probably all part of the original railway sheds. Storage for loading and offloading the boats. All that's left now is a pad. And quite a big shed. It appears that this is a flood wall that was built to stop Greymouth flooding, and since it's been in place, there hasn't been a flood. There's Bailey and Neville & Co Limited, General Merchants. It's a great old building there, isn't it?
There were a lot of great old buildings that I did record, but unfortunately I haven't included them in this episode because the episode would just get too darn long. So sorry about that.
Memory of those lost in coal mining incidents within the West Coast Inspection District. This side as well, there's a few people. (1909, 1883). Now architecture of the town. I'd hate to pay the bill for earthquake strengthening that and renovating that. Bank looks like it's ready to be pulled down. Good use for the old coal buckets. Flowers. Here we have it's the custom brick house. So Greymouth's custom house looks directly across the road from here, can trace its origins to Richard Seddon, former West Coast publican who rose to become New Zealand's Prime Minister. Oh, neat old building. It's a Greymouth Railway signal box. And there it is underwater there. Okay. Couldn't do things by halves back in the day today. Must have been a part of the original bridge, I would say, looking at it. Rupahui line. Runs from Greymouth to Rupahui. Over the years the name of the line has changed a lot, but the principal use, transporting coal from the mines north of Greymouth to the port, has not. First called Port Elizabeth Line, after its nearby landmark, was then known as 7 Mile after the creek which runs through Rupahui. Became the state coal line in 1913, the hilly extension of the line to Rewanui to serve the new Liverpool state mine resulted in it being called the Rawene line. After the closure of this line extension in 1986, it received its current name, the Rupahui line. So can't really read that, but it's all about gold mining. And the Cobden Bridge. It's the original rail bridge over the Grey River. Cobden was a timber and steel, however, truss design. The bridge was constructed between 1896 and 98. It was notable for its length, a very unusual shaped alignment and skew piers. Sort of quite weathered, but yeah, it's certainly a curious construction of the old truss. It's pretty heavy old timbers here with the looks of it. Timbers of steel. I don't know if I'll go much further that way. It looks as though it just whips around and goes down to the river. Yeah, there's probably not much point walking all the way there. By the time I get back, it's quite late in the day. You get a little bit better of an idea of the construction of this thing. It's a fairly substantial bridge in its day. The old Bank of New Zealand building. Playing down a new land. That's pretty clever. Right, so come up here's a building I recorded last night. In fact, 2 of them. It'll be quite interesting for those into old architecture. And there's the new Bank of New Zealand building. Doesn't have quite the same ring, does it? A new land or Bank of New Zealand building versus the new one. Looks pretty shit, to be fair. Hannah's buildings. I'm trying to slow down a little bit so that you can see what's going on here. And the Polnamu Pathway, Greymouth Pa. Rather impressive bit of architecture there. Some Pataka Polnamu store. Curious. I sell Polnamu in there maybe. The guess will be a bit of a museum. Rainforest Origin, Jade Mountain. The old buildings. We've been up that way, we might walk up this way. So quite a big town. A lot of old buildings and various states of decay. 1892, bakery there, the law office. Lots of old buildings here. It's all boarded up as well. Pretty cool architecture. Let's have a look here. What does it say? Also, A.R. Guinness, Minister of Public Works. I don't know if you can see that. It might cross the road, so you can get a bit of a look at it. Pretty cool. Well, that looks like the Regent Theatre. It looks like it houses the bit of a history museum. Swannies, love my Swanee. Alright, and here's the entrance there, Regent Theatre. There it is there. Quite a few of these 1900s, 1910, 1920 type of timber dwellings around the place, like most towns, and various states of disrepair, which again is a shame. I would absolutely hate to renovate one of these. It'd be nice when the job's done, but it'd be a bit bloody worse than owning an old classic boat like Northern Star.
Bit of a funny story. About 19 years ago, when my wife Megan was about 7.5 months pregnant with our last son, we were shepherding on a farm in the deep south of the South Island, but living off farm because the house on the farm wasn't ready. We were living in very small accommodation, and she was getting quite frustrated with the lack of room and concerned about where we were going to put a young baby. I jokingly talked about putting him in a drawer in our room, which went down like a cup of cold sick. Anyhow, she went off and purchased a 1910 odd era villa in Winton, Queen Street, and renovating that was just an absolute nightmare. She was stripping all of the timber that someone had nicely painted with black and red and black and purple paint with a comb to give it a wood grain effect. Why they'll do that I don't know. I guess it was fashionable. But I still remember her at 7.5, 8 months pregnant, scraping and stripping the native timber of this horrible paint. It had a coal range in it that we thought initially was a black coal range, but someone had painted a green one black that heated the water. Drafty windows, beautiful LED light windows in some of the rooms, very high full stud ceilings, all a drama, and in places full of borer. So you can imagine the work that we did to sorting that out.
Greymouth's Riverside Wharves. Same thing with there. I hope you can sort of see what's going on there. Same story there. I hope you can see that. New Zealand Railway cranes. I've just sort of worked out what those structures there are. And the original crane's there. Oh, that's a navigation signal there. But yeah, it's obviously one of the original cranes in the area. Pretty cool. So this is the other side of where I walked yesterday. Walked down that jetty over there and had a look at some of the old boats. Out here we saw the Christine J coming in. Didn't see the Joy Marie, Garraway. And the Rose Cross. Pretty cool. There's one heading out there, punching away out there shortly, I would imagine. Won't go down there, you can see just as well up here. I don't want to be seen to be going places I shouldn't go. Spinned Rift, not Spindrift, Spinned Rift. Pretty darn awesome. Right, this is pretty much as far as we can walk around there. We might go up here now and join the track and walk back around across there and right back around again. Might get a bit more footage of those boats. Walk all the way out to the mouth again. Why? Because I can. And yeah, another time I walk back, I've got my 10,000 steps in. Hopefully got a bit of footage worth editing and posting and all that sort of carry on. Anyway, there's the wee footbridge I walked over last night on my way back. There's the Coast Guard headquarters and the slipway that they use, obviously straight out of the shed there. There's the roller door into the water. That hard stand area where I saw the old reefer man having a deck up over there and around there. So let's carry on. I half expected to come back last night and find the old reefer man still there having a good old chuff. What he was smoking was pretty darn good. Sounds pretty darn bloody strong. I don't mean good in the fact that I agree with it. So he wouldn't touch the stuff with a barge pole, but it was pretty bloody potent. I could smell it bloody a couple hundred metres away downwind. There's the April, the port side. There's a bit of a commercial hard stand there for the fishing fleet maybe.
Well, I couldn't help myself. Back over in Westport, had to come down to the Westport Harbour, have another look at the boats, go for a bit of a walk. Hope you enjoyed Greymouth, and we're just going to finish off this episode with a wee bit of a flick through the harbour and out to the river mouth, the break wall, and back again. This is one of the last, or the other two, and that's where I'm pretty sure the other boat was on the side, but it's now down there, so hopefully it's a good sign. Maybe it's going to be saved. This poor old girl is sitting lower in the water.
I would dare say she's not floating anymore, and hence the anti-pollution stuff around her. What a shame. But obviously they moved the other one over there, she's still floating, and yeah, like I said, hopefully that's a good sign that she's going to be saved, and someone's going to do some work on her. And what a shame, last time I was here she was sort of flicking around and still floating. Always curious to see what happens to these old boats over a period of time, and probably a lot of you guys out there have watched various channels and watched and seen photographs of these old girls. I've seen a few of them on Facebook, and this is really quite sad to see. There we are, she's turning, she's going to have a bit of a crack at this one. Go, 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 go. Oh, she's up. Hey, look at that. Good work. That's a good effort. A lot of young ones out here with their vehicles and on surfboards, some surfboards in the car, just coming out to have a look backwards and forwards, catching up with each other. It's really quite funny. It's obviously the place to be if you're a young person in Westport.
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. A look around Greymouth, a little bit of a look around Westport again. I'm just mindful of the fact that the video is getting a bit long, and everybody else is probably like me. If they get too long, too tedious, I can't be bothered watching. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, really appreciate it. Click like, share, subscribe, all that usual drama. Hopefully other people can see it. I hope you've enjoyed a bit of a look around, and it's just a little bit of evening vista to finish off with. Again, thanks, see you next episode. Get out there and do it before it does it to you.